Alright, my dear students, so let's get quickly started with JSF. Now we have 2 to 3 classes more remaining of JSF here. We have to understand facets, and we will be understanding template language in JSF, right? And after that we have the most important of your GNIT, most important topic of your GNIT, which is Hibernate. Hibernate is basically an ORM tool that we are going to learn. Maybe from Monday, right? So till then we will stuck and try and complete the complete JSF, right? And to complete your JSF, so let me close this first. All right, so what we have learned so far is we understood every single thing, right, regarding facets, regarding tags, regarding each and everything, right, and regarding composite controls as well. So we learned composite controls the day before yesterday. So let's take a look at your slide. What does your syllabus say? Now, working with templates. Templates are created as facets, right? So we create templates, they work as facets. That means you have to call a library or a tags library, which is JSF-/facets rather than JSF/core or JSF/HTML that we have used so far. Now we understand that there are sections of the site that basically gets repeated. For example, if you have a sidebar, it will come in every page. You have a menu bar, it's going to come in every page. Footer will come in every page, right? You want only the middle section to change, and in that way, what are we going to do here with the JSF? For example, I go and create let's say I'll go and create a new web page, right? So I call this as home. Alright, so now we have this home.xhtml right here. Now let's go and style this, and for that we will again create few more things. So let's go and create a new folder, not in resources, but we'll create a new folder known as styles. So this will work as, this is going to handle all the styling documents like CSS, cascading style sheet. So now we'll go with a new CSS. Let's call this as default.css, right? So this is my CSS now, and this is my home.xhtml. So let's go and style it, right? For example, so I will create a div. So I call this div. I'll say div ID is equal to wrapper. So let's go and style body, and let's go and style a wrapper. And first we will create a link. So I'll say link. All right. So you can use plain HTML to link. It's a relative link to style sheet. All right. And href, the reference is going to be style/default.css. Since it's a self-closing tag, so I'll again say type is equal to text/css. So now we have included the file here. Let's go and run this home.xhtml at the beginning. When we start the web application, I want this to be loaded as a welcome file. So I load this home.xhtml as a welcome file. So let's see when I refresh, what do I get? No, we're still not getting it as faces/home.xhtml. So we have this error. So let's rectify this. Let me close this. Okay. My first JSF, no, it's JSF new. So we are creating it at the wrong place. I'm extremely sorry, we created it at the wrong place. Okay, let me just get rid of this, because we are operating with a different project, and here what we are doing is something different. Okay, so let me close all. This is not our project that we are working with. Our project is this one, my JSF class. So I'll go to this project and open web.xml and say that I am going to load home.xhtml as a document. Right, and for that I'll first have to make home.xhtml. So now I made it, right, and now I'll have to go and create a new folder in the web page directory and call this styles. Now then we have created styles. I'll go with a new cascading style sheet, which is CSS file. I call this default.css. So now then, everything is ready. So this is my home page. Let's give it a title. So I will say NIIT Srinagar. So it's going to be the title. Let's say now the title has come. And let's go quickly and style it. So I'll first call the body tag. This is how you style it, right? And I will call the HTML, or I'll call body, and then I'll call the HTML, right? And let's use the single font family for the full application. So I'll say Arial. So font family Arial. So body is going to be background. So I'll give it an hexadecimal color of background. So maybe triple C or F5 means light gray. Okay. You can go to this HTML color, or we can say hexadecimal color picker. You can Google hexadecimal color picker and you can pick any color from this side, and you can copy the hexadecimal of that color and paste it here just like this, right? And now I'll call my hash wrapper. So this is my div that I have just made. I'll say width of my wrapper is 95% of the total area, and height is going to be 700 pixels. So I want the maximum size to be automatically decided. That's why I'm keeping minimum size. Now I will refresh. Okay. Now let's give this background color here. So I'll say background is equal to hash FFF. So this is actually white. Now you can clearly see the white has come. And maybe I'll make it a bit dark. So I'll say hash F5. And here wrapper border 1 pixels solid hash triple C, which is dark gray. Now you can see dark gray border has come. And I'll say margin is going to be auto. Margin auto will take right side margin, left side top and bottom automatically. I don't have to teach you HTML now, it has come exactly. Let me keep it 92% so that you get to see and it is visible. So let me keep it 90% of the total area. Right, now you can clearly see it's visible. And I'll go to body and I'll say padding top 10 pixels and padding bottom 10 pixels. So I'll just create a space between top and bottom. I can see 10 pixel space from top side and 10 pixel space from the bottom side. So let me make it 15 pixels from the top and 15 pixels from the bottom. Now you can see there is some space created, or let me make it 2020 so that it is visible. I can clearly see 20 pixel space from top and 20 from the bottom. Now you can clearly see. And let me go to wrapper and say border dash radius. Let's keep it 5 pixels so that we have sharp rounded corners. Now you can clearly see sharp rounded corner. Now the basic site structure is ready. All right, and what else do you want? I will go ahead and I say I need a header div, and I'll close down the header. Alright, and I say now I'll style this header first. So I'll say I have wrapper, and inside wrapper there is header. Go and style header which is inside the wrapper. Alright, since we're not giving it an ID, so I'll say width 100%. Go and take the complete width given, and I will say height is equal to 100 pixels, and I will say background, or I can say border dash bottom 1 pixel solid hash triple C. Now why are you giving only bottom border? Because the top, left and right border is already there of the wrapper. So header will have only border bottom so that it is distinguished, or it is basically differentiated from the different things, right? And we can download a logo if you want to download. So I'll say an IIT logo. And I can go ahead and download an IT logo. So I can see PNG image, any NIT logo, but it should be PNG. Alright, so it's a PNG image. I'll say save image as, so let me go and save this. NIIT logo will be saved in the desktop. I'll drag and drop this now. We have this folder image, so I'll just drag and drop this folder to image folder. Okay, so now drag and drop. So now we have this image right here. I'll go here and I'll say img src is equivalent to im image slash, so I'll say images slash we have this NIT logo.png. Let's see how it goes. Alright, it's big, it's completely big enough, so I can style it in the CSS file. I can say hash wrapper, and then we have inside wrapper we have header, and inside header we have an image tag. I will say width 100 pixels, so only width, don't give height, because you want it to be adjusted as per the aspect ratio. 170 pixels. Fine, it looks good now. Alright, I can give it a padding. I'll say padding of 10 pixels so that it's automatically adjusts. Maybe padding of 15 pixels will do. Right, so now we can see this logo is actually nicely poised here. So this is my header, and now we can create a navigation, maybe a rule which has navigations. Not rule actually, we'll create a navigation bar. So I'll go ahead outside the header, but inside the wrapper I will create a div, or I'll create a nav section. I call this nav id is equivalent to main navigation. So we have this main navigation here. So I'll go ahead and I call main navigation directly, and I'll say width is equivalent to 100%, and height is equivalent to 50 px, and I'll choose a background. So let me go to the HTML color picker and let me pick any background here. Right, so let me choose something like this. Maybe it depends on what you want to make. So I'll give it background this. So let me see how it looks now. Right, so you have this navigation bar. I'll just say margin top 10 pixels because it should not be with the corner. Right, now we have to give border, so I'll say border, border 1 pixels solid. So there is a rule of border, that border should be slightly darker than the background. Now you can see that I'm making it slightly darker than the background color. So that's what the rule says. Now you can clearly see that looks absolutely nice in here, right? And this is your menu bar, right? And this will act as a menu bar. Now let's go and create a menu bar. You know that in menu bar we have UL. I'm just going fast because I'm not teaching you HTML. You already know HTML, right? So UL has an LI, and now you can clearly see LI, right? So I can go ahead and say I need to have, the first link is going to be home, the second is going to be about, and third is going to be third, fourth, fifth, sixth, so courses, right? Students, faculty, training, exam, results, so on and so forth. Now they are coming in line, so I'll go and style them. Hey, I'll say, hey, we have main navigation. Inside main navigation I have a UL. Do you mind, because UL already has, whenever you go for UL, so it already has, why don't you do it here? UL, it already has some margin, I'll make it 0, and it already has some padding also. Alright, so I'll have some padding 0. So whenever you use UL, right, I'm generally targeting all the ULs by mentioning UL here. I'm targeting all the unordered lists. So padding, now you can see the padding is 0 and the margin is taken as 0. So I'll do the same with UL and LI. Padding 0 and margin 0, right? So by default it has some padding and margins, so I'm getting rid of those padding and margins. And now I go and say, now I'll say list style is going to be none. Now you can see you're getting rid of list style, and I will now go to UL LI. I'll target LI and I will say display. Right, so I will say display like an inline block. So now when the moment I say display inline block, they are displayed inline. And it's your duty to give it a bit of padding, so I'll give padding of 10 pixels. Now they're coming like this. Spelling mistake in ARIEAL. No. How do you spell Arial? I'll have to see this right here. So just a moment. I have forgotten the spelling of Arial. So I'll say background. So I'll say #C, and I will use background, not background actually, font size, or maybe font dash family. So let's say ARIAL, 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 Arial. I just forgot. Now the spelling is correct and Arial is taken. You can just make it more user friendly, or you can decorate it by just giving letter. So I can say letter spacing 1 pixel. So I just separate letters right here. You can clearly see. And you can say maybe text dash transform to uppercase. So now everything is transformed to uppercase, and you can decide on the font size, which is 20 pixels, maybe 14 pixels. Right, font size is 14 pixels. That's absolutely good. 13 pixels is also good. So there's absolutely no problem at all. Right, so there's no problem at all. Just need to check the resolution that I have set for. Yeah. Okay, let's carry on. Okay, I may have to give a bit more padding, so let me go to the UL and give padding of 10 pixels. So let's see. Okay, maybe 10 pixels is too much. Let me give 7 pixels. Yeah, it works fine. Right, and I'll give it here. Let's get rid of the padding here. Let me give padding of 17 pixels here. So now they are separated together, so that's actually nice. And you can see border dash right 1 pixels solid, and I can choose the same border that I have chosen here, a darker one. Right, now you can see your menu bar looks like this. Alright, and you can go ahead and say cursor. See, you are a cursor pointer, so whenever you pass mouse through this, it's going to get converted to the pointer. And the second thing that you can do is change the background on hover. Alright, so you can change the background on hover and also change the color on hover to something darker. Alright, and I will use HOVER here, hover. So whenever you hover means mouse over. Whenever I pass the mouse over LI, so I'll get this effect here, right? So you can clearly see that you're getting F5. Why is this? I'll choose background to be white. Now you can see it's completely white, and you pass mouse. So I don't have to show you this, I just have to show you how do you form a website, right? Okay, now this thing is done. I'll go outside navigation, but inside the wrapper, I will create another. Let me create a section right here and call this as main content. After the section main content, let me go and create another footer. So I'll create footer right here. So now let me target main content. I'll say width 100% and minimum height. Why minimum height? Maximum will be automatically adjusted. So that's why I'm keeping it minimum. Right? So now we have this. What has happened here? I don't know. Main content is going to be select. It's select, no, section, not select. It is section, not select, sorry. Alright, now I've created this section right here, which is the main content, and this is where it's going to take the main content from. Alright, and this is absolutely good. So let's keep it, let's give it a background color to choose. A red, just to see an alignment. Yes, it's absolutely good. So instead of 100%, I'll use 90%. Or it's 90% is too small. So I'll choose 95%. I'll give it a padding of 10 pixels, so that may work. Yeah, and I'll choose margin automatic, right? Because I want this to be in the middle. Now you can clearly see it's in the middle. Maybe I'll have to give margin top as well. Margin top of 10 pixels will work. Yeah, now absolutely, it's exactly in the middle. So now let's change it to 96%. Let us change it to 97%. And it also has some padding. Fine, so let me go ahead and say hello from the home page. I can say hello from the home page and it works absolutely fine. So I don't need background red because I was checking it just to check the content. So we are getting it hello from the home page. Absolutely good. Maybe margin top is going to be 18 pixels. Right, so maybe 20 pixels. Fine, so it works fine now. Now let's target footer. So I'm targeting the footer here. So I'll say width 100% and I'll say height 200 pixels, and I can choose a background color right here. So let me choose it. So now you can see this is your footer. So footer, maybe it should be, let me have it F4, F4, F4. How does, okay, gray, and I'll again choose border dash top 1 pixel solid hash triple C. Triple C means dark gray, a bit darker, not that too. Border dash top 1 pixels SOLID solid triple C. Now you are having so this is your footer section. I'm not teaching you designing, so I'll just keep it here in a paragraph. So I'll say footer section. Alright, so this is my footer section, and I can say style padding 10 pixels. So I think 10 pixels padding is good and it is going to work absolutely fine. 10 pixels padding, okay? Fine, so footer section, so that's it. Now this is your main template ready. Now how do you reuse the same template is what we are going to learn. Now we have created the template, and now what do you want to do? You want to use it by using UI insert, and you want to use it by using UI include. So these are two tags. We just created this kind of a template, and now you can clearly see that there are things that you can use to include. For example, I will take it, I want this menu bar to be in a specific area, so I can take it. So navigation goes, so I'll go and create a new folder in web page, and I'll say these are known as includes, and I can go and create a new JSF page and call this as menu bar, right? So this is menu bar. I'll go and take menu bar right here, so as main navigation. Now you can see that navigation has gone. Navigation is not anymore there in the page, right? And I can call this UI, right? So the moment I can call this, right, there are two different things that we can use, UI.include and UI.insert. It is facets. Now it is going to use facets library here. You can clearly see JSF core is for edge, and facets is actually UI. So I'll say UI include, right, and I'll give it a source includes, and I want to include menu bar.xhtml. The moment I say I want to include it, and now you can clearly see this is being included, right? And now what I do, I create 3 different sections. So let's create a new JSF page. Let's call this as main header, right, .xhtml. Delete it, don't keep anything here. Let's create a new JSF page. Let's call this as main footer. Don't keep anything here, delete it. And now let's do one thing. So this is my main header, this is my main footer, and this is my menu bar. So let me go to home.xhtml. So I will just take from the complete head to the start of wrapper. I repeat, to the start of wrapper, I will take it in the main, or not only to the start of wrapper, but till this start of main content, right? So I'll take it in the main header, right? So it goes in the main header, right? Main content is starting here, and remaining things will go in the main footer. Now you can see this hello from will not remain here, right? So nothing. Now you can clearly see you are opening a section main content in main header, and you're closing down in main footer, right? So I'll go to menu bar, and I'll go now. Home.xhtml looks absolutely empty in here, so I will use UI, and the moment I say UI dash, so I will have to actually do one thing here. I'll have to use this HTML here. Alright, so I'll be using this HTML in my main home page. Right, I'll not close it down, I'll just open it, and I will say UI dash include. The first file that you are going to include is the source file. So I'll go into includes, and I'll say first I will include header.xhtml, and I will use again UI dash include, and the source is, I can say includes main footer.xhtml, and this area here will be my own area. So I will go and just form a div here. Alright, so now let us see. Alright, so you require an end of HTML as well. So I will just take it here in the home, and I will end HTML here. Still haven't here. Head is okay. So just wait a second there, because I've taken header as well. Okay, and I may have to keep it. Okay, let me first do one thing. So I have done a bit of haste. Let me Control Z all. Just include menu bar, that is meant to be repeated. So alright, so now we have it here. Okay, let me take, because you want there are certain sections that you want to repeat, right? In the head section maybe, right? You want to repeat this. Menu bar and footer. So let me take this footer first in the main footer section. So this is my footer section. I've taken it in the footer section, and here I can use UI dash include source includes, I'll say main footer.xhtml. So now let's see how it goes. Right now the footer is included. Okay, Now you don't want to have a separate, okay, now you can see footer is included. This is your main section, so that does not. Menu bar is included that you want to repeat. And their head section is also bound to be repeated, right? And then what I do right here, I'll take it to the main header and again use UI.include here to include the header, main header.xhtml. all right, so this is how you can include. So now after including, it's basically rendered as a single page. We know that it is always going to be rendered as a single page, so you don't have to do anything else with these things, right? Alright, so menu bar.xhtml, and then we have main content. So main content is going to come from the body, right? Alright, so what if I take this head section? It is, will this, no, now I can take this head section as well, and I can take this wrapper section as well. Take this head section if you want to repeat it. Why would I repeat it? So that's I think sufficient for us to use the common areas, right? Okay. Let me go, and if in case you have a sidebar as well, so you want that sidebar to be repeated as well, you can include it as well, right? So we're done here, right? And what I can do is, menu bar.xhtml. Okay, now everything is repeated, so that's fine. Keep the wrapper in the start of head section, so we can keep it here, wrapper, and we can close the wrapper here in the footer section. So let's see how it works. So div header, so you can see this. Okay, it's searching that it should start and end in the same. So now basically what we have done, we have taken all what was required. Footer goes in the footer file, header goes in the header file. So now menu bar is a different file, so that's it. So now we can choose it. Now for example, we want to create a new file. Now I will go to web page and I will create a new JSF page, and I call this as contact contact.xhtml. So I can copy and paste the same code. Alright, I can say hello from the contact page. Copy this, create a new page, about, for example. So I can say hello from the about page. Alright, so now let's try and visit all pages one by one. So I'll say about.xhtml. Now hello from the about page. Now what are we having here? We're having certain kind of a problem here. We're not using faces here, sorry, faces. Right, so this is about.xhtml, and I can go to contact.xhtml. Alright, xhtml, and we get hello from the contact page. Now for example, let's create links. I'll go to menu bar and I'll say, hey, wait a second, I want to create an hyperlink. I will say ahref is equivalent to, where do you want to go? So I will say it is going to be home.xhtml. So my link is actually going to be home.xhtml. So I'll close the anchor tag here, and we have about, so I'll close it here, and we have contact. So let's say about, this is ABOUT, this is going to be about, and CONTACT, contact, going to be ABOU, about.xhtml, and this is going to be contact.xhtml. So now you can see I go to about, hello from the about page, I'll go to contact, hello from the contact page, and go to home, hello from the home page. Now you can see that you changed it once, right? You did not change, otherwise you had to change it in about page. I did not change anything, right? For example, if I add one more link here, right, so I can say login, and I can create a hyperlink of login.xhtml, LOGIN. So I can create a hyperlink of login.xhtml. I'll say login, you go to login.xhtml, contact, you go to contact page, about. So you don't have to do it because you're including the same file, and you don't have to rewrite the logo. The same is included everywhere, right? For example, I go to about, I'll go to the main header, and I'll change this logo right here. So this logo is changed everywhere. So if I show you this, right, so I can say source is equivalent to image. So I'll go ahead with cat.jpg. So now you can see it's changed in every, cat is here, it's in about, it's in contact, it's in home page, it's changed everywhere. That's why including a single page often helps in the reusability of the code. Right, so that's why and how, reusability of the code. Even the footer section is same in about, or you can say footer section remains same, and every single thing remains same once you include it. And now what we have done right here, you can clearly see, just included each and everything. Let's try and do the same with login. For example, we have, I'll just copy each and everything here in the home page, and I'll just go to login. So this is my login.xhtml. So let me just paste it, and while I do, I'll only choose the form here, right, and the rest I'll delete it. Okay, now hello from the home page will have the login form right here. So now you can clearly see if I click on login, and now how login is integrated automatically here. You can clearly see, please write a username and a password, or what you can do, you can even create a different file for that. For example, I can go to includes, and I can say I want to create a new JSF page, and I call this as login, right, and I will post, I'll copy and paste the entire form right here, and I can clearly see h-form, and I'll just close it down. I don't require form here. So I'll go to my main page, which is login, maybe. Where's login? Home is closed, so where is login? It's in includes, and where is my main login page? It's here. And what I do here, instead of this, I can create a form. I can say h-form, and I'll include it, and here I will say UI-include, right? What is the source? Go to includes directory and find login.xhtml. Now you can reuse it wherever you want to reuse it, right? Content is not allowed in prologue. Some kind of login.xhtml includes has some error. Where is login.xhtml? Okay, let me just delete. There are many files open, so let me delete maximum of them. Alright, save this. There are many files. I'll go to login.xhtml, and there are some problems here. Yeah, because you are using this managed being prologue here. So if I delete it, it's still not sufficient. Premature end of the file. Okay, if I go now to login.xhtml, So UI.includes login.xhtml, so it does not have any premature, so let's keep it here only. So basically, because tags are creating problems. Alright, so let me just delete it. It's not included, so let me just take it alongside the form, because form is creating problems here. So that's not an issue, that's not an issue. I can take, because I want to repeat certain areas, and those certain areas are automatically repeated. You can see even the message will come automatically. Please write a username and a password. And for example, we have a register.xhtml. We can do the same there as well. Right, so let me just copy it, and this is my login. And what I do is go to web pages and create a new JSF page. Call this as signup signup.xhtml, and I'll copy this. And what I do right here, and what we are going to do here, we will include the same file here, right? And I'll go and search for the register.xhtml, and I'll copy the entire form and keep the remaining things as it is. Alright, so I'll copy the entire form to this register.xhtml. And now you want to take control, and you want to even have navigation being set once and for all. Right, how do you set that navigation once and for all? Is by directly going to your menu bar and copy this link and paste it here and call this as signup.xhtml and say register, register, right? Now what you can do is go back to your login.xhtml. Let's say login, it works fine. Please enter username and a password. Alright, everything works fine here, so we don't have to do anything. Let me just increase and decrease it. Incorrect username and password, it works fine. I'll go to register, so it has some problem. Is not bound, so prefix F is not found. Yes, prefix F is not found. So we'll have to go ahead with this F, and F actually is the JSF cores library, so I can manually insert it. So I'll say JSF slash core, and now you can clearly see that F is going to be found in JSF core. And now let's refresh. Now this is your register. Right, you can see getting starred items because we are done validation here, star, star, star. And if I increase and decrease, you can clearly see, and we also have regex here, regex pattern not matched. Now you can see, right, and now enter this address and every single thing that you have to do. Now this is your register, this is your footer, this is your login integrated, this is your contact, about, and home, and this header is repeated, the menu bar is repeated, and the footer section is repeated. What remains same is the only content area, because content can be different of each and every specific page. Right, so only content can be specific, and content can be different for each and every page, and rest remains the same, which is the header, the footer, the navigation. Maybe if tomorrow you have a sidebar, what you have to do, include the same sidebar everywhere. Right, for example, if I go now to my home page, let's say about home page has a sidebar now. All right, let me open the home page now. I'll go to home.xhtml, and let's say if it has a sidebar, right, so I'll say div, or we can say aside, right, and I can say class is equal to left bar, right, and I can choose it, and I can choose, let me give it jaldi. I'll go to default, and I will say we have hash main content, and inside main content I have a bar known as left bar, because dot, it's a class, that's why I'm using dot here, because it is a class. So I'll say width is equal to 30%, and I can use it float towards the right hand side, and I can choose background just to show you guys, so otherwise I don't require it. Alright, and I have to choose height 400 pixels. Alright, so width is 30%. Okay, I have to save this home.xhtml so that the sidebar comes in. So inside main content we have a left bar, which is an aside, and the width is 30%, height is 400 pixels, and background dash color is this. Floating is right, so let me just get rid of this float right and see where it comes. Yeah, it's coming on top here. But why isn't background applied here? Aside, A-S-I-D-E, aside, so I'll say from aside. So aside is coming here, it's not getting a background color. I don't know why, but yeah. So I'll say aside is going to get a background color of red maybe. Well, why isn't it getting a color? Alright, so this aside is not getting a color. Maybe some problem. Red. Alright, so let me just change it to div, and let me change it to div. It's still not getting anything. Main section div class left bar, and it's aside, so I'll say sidebar, and it is not getting a color. Why? Maybe we opened a wrong CSS file. No, it's the correct CSS file. Main content. So if I call left bar alone, yeah, now it's getting. Let's call it alone, so that's not a problem. And let's change it to aside and call this as sidebar. Alright, so we are getting a sidebar right here. Alright, sidebar, we'll have padding of 10 pixels. Alright, and this is my sidebar, and maybe it may float towards left. It's a box layout float, so maybe not left, maybe right. Right, so it's towards the right hand side now. So this is my sidebar. Let me change the background to, let me change the background color to something else. Alright, so now this is my sidebar, and I want this sidebar to be available in each and every page maybe. Alright, so okay, so let me give it 20 pixels. Right, I want this sidebar to be available, let's say 17%, to be available in all pages. Now you can see about does not have, home has this sidebar, and about does not have this sidebar. And how do you make sure that the sidebar is included in each and every page of ours? Right, so what are you going to do? Let's take it in a specific page. Let me take it in includes new JSF page, and let me call this as sidebar. Take it inside this sidebar and go ahead in the main section, and I say UI dash include source. So I'll go to images, so I'll go to includes and includes sidebar dot xhtml. So now I'll have to keep it everywhere. So here I will keep hello from the home page. Right, so now let's see hello from the home page, and this is the sidebar, and all the pages now will have the same, maybe, yeah. What are the pages? About.xhtml will have the same sidebar included. Where is home? I know where these files are coming from. I have no idea how many files are open here. Alright, okay, let me go ahead to home and take it UI include, and I include it here in the about page. Close the about page. I'll include it in the contact page. Close the contact page. I'll include it in the signup.html. Alright, and inside the section, so I'll include it, and I'll include it in the login.html. Where is login? So it's here, right inside the main section. I will include it here. So let's include everywhere. Let's go to about. Now you can see the same sidebar is coming here. Let's go to contact, the same sidebar. Let's go to home, the same sidebar is coming. Let's go to login, even you can see the same sidebar is coming. Only what you have to do if you want to include or align it carefully, right? So you'll have to take it in a separate wrapper, or you can say form, style, float, right? So float left. Now the form will flow towards left, and this section sidebar will flow towards right. Now you can clearly see if you want this thing particularly, right? So you can see the sidebar is included everywhere. Now if I change the content of the sidebar, I'll go to includes and open sidebar, and I'll say break line test. So this test is going to be in every page now. Refresh it. So now this is test. The test is in home. The test will come in about page. The test will come in the contact page. This is how you use the templates, and this is how you use the UI include of the JSF, right? So practice it very hard and do complete your assignments. Assignments will be completed when you submit the full class, right? And attendance will be done only when you submit the full class. It means that you have to successfully answer all the assignment questions, right? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye. Take care.